my friends. I am kicking off my candle collection series of videos for you guys, and we are going to start today with Homeworx. So these are all of the Homeworx candles that are currently in my collection. Now, I wanted to let you guys know, if you are new to my channel, if you are just coming across my channel for the first time, hi, I'm Katie. I love to talk all things candles here on my channel. Typically, I film a lot of videos like this in front of the camera. However, the week that I am filming this is that week between Christmas and New Year's. My entire family is home. My husband is off of work this week, as are my three children. They are on Christmas break from school. So everybody's home. We've got a lot of sniffles and coughs going on in the house. And I am trying to declutter and organize a lot of our closets. And I actually keep the majority of my candle collection in my son's bedroom closet. There's some shelving towards the top that it's just perfect for housing all of my candles. So while I am reorganizing that, I figured it would be a good time to go through my collection and share with you guys what I currently have. So like I said, this is going to be a series of videos going up probably over the next week. I'm not exactly sure how many videos this is going to be. At the time that I am filming this, this is the first one that I'm filming. I'm planning to do this video, which is covering Homeworx. I'm planning to do another video, which will likely cover Yankee Sniff and Caramel Sundays. And then I have a sneaking suspicion I am going to have to split my Kringle video into two separate videos, just because that has the largest chunk of candles in my collection. So anyways, that's a long way of just saying that this is a little bit different style of video. But if you are like me and maybe you are wanting to organize here at the beginning of the year, get a real grasp on what you have, maybe this video will serve as inspiration for you, or maybe I will just keep you company as you do this task. Raise your hand if you're like me. I usually just listen to YouTube. I put a little earplug in and just listen to all of my favorite creators, usually go on and on about candles and the other topics that I'm interested in. So that is a lengthy enough video. If you like this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. If you are new to my channel and you feel like you vibe with me and you like to talk candles, feel free to hit that subscribe button. But let's go ahead and talk about all of these Homeworx candles that I have in my collection. And at the end of this, I will let you know the total number of Homeworx candles that are in my collection. So let's go ahead and start out with this one. This is Vanilla Almond Creme. Now, I actually have two of these currently in my collection. This, you can see, beautiful white wax. This was a fragrance that was released last June. I want to say like June, July 2025 for the QVC Christmas in July special. So we have fragrance notes here of decadent vanilla creme, sugared almonds, crushed pistachio, and creamy sandalwood. I did do a dedicated review on this one because this candle was actually initially sent to me in PR, and this again was available during QVC Christmas in July. I'm not sure if it's still available on QVC. But I did end up repurchasing this in a duo because I did like the fragrance a lot. It reminds me quite a bit of a fragrance that Homeworx had. I want to say it was late 2018, early 2019, called Almond Flower, like Flower, not like flour like you bake with. Um, Really nice. If you like fragrances like Bath and Body Works pistachio and toasted vanilla, you would like this scent quite a bit. I tend to like these kind of creamy almond types of fragrances. Actually, really during this time of year, I like to pair them with cranberry scents. I have also a lot of pistachio fragrances from Caramel Sundays, and that's what I like to pair this fragrance with. This is just a really nice January, February type of fragrance. If you're new here, I am a pretty seasonal burner. Um, and yeah, this fragrance to me, there's warmth and nuttiness to it, but a little bit of creaminess. It's very, very well done. Not a powerhouse. I would say this one is probably anywhere between a 6 and a 7, but also when I did this dedicated review was back in June. And I bought this set in late June, early July. And let me see, what's the pour date on this one? Yeah, March 17th of 2025. So this one has been sitting now for about 9 months to cure. I've made it no secret that Homeworx candles, I feel like the longer that they sit, the stronger that they get. So we're not going in any particular order here either, you guys. I'm just kind of going with what is easy for me to reach. We might have to move things around a little bit just because I don't have a very long wingspan. All right, you guys, this candle is actually the newest Homeworx one in my collection. Not that it's a new Homeworx candle, but this is the most recent one that came into my collection. This is Fireside Christmas Tree. This is one of my favorite fragrances from Homeworx, especially for the holiday season. And it did not come back this year. However, about a week and a half ago, I met up with my friends from YouTube here, Amy from Beloved Fragrance Finds and my friend McKenna from The Joyful Candle. And McKenna brought this down from Colorado to give to me. She even put a little like monogram type of thing on the lid. So Fireside Christmas Tree has fragrance notes of Fraser fir, fresh pine needle, charred firewood, dark balsam. This one has a pour date of June 9th, 2023. So this one hopefully will be very strong when I decide to burn it. You can see it still has the dust covering. Homeworx is no longer doing that, or Slatkin & Co. is no longer doing that. But oh man, you guys, this one is so good. There's you definitely get that charred element in here, which not everybody is a fan of that, but I am. I do tend to like warm woody tree fragrances, which I typically get from a Fraser fir note. But oh, this one is so good. It smells really strong on cold too. So I hope that that translates next year when I decide to burn it. But thank you very, very much to my friend McKenna. Let's see here. Let's switching up the season here. This is Citrus Peach Nectarine. Now, this is one of the 3-wick vessels. This was sent to me in PR. I want to say that this was part of like a big deal. I think this is part of the spring auto ship that was an option with a fall big deal promo. I can't remember. I don't think it was a TSV. I think it was called like the big deal. And there were, what was it? It was like orchard treats and like something else. And then the spring trio had like a cherry blossom, this citrus peach nectarine, and there was another fragrance in there. The citrus peach nectarine is the only one that I actually kind of really liked. And I thought, oh, okay, I'll set that aside for spring or summer. Fragrance notes are juicy nectarine, ripe peach, fresh squeezed citrus, and mint leaf. I actually really like this one, you guys. Now, I don't always love this 3-wick format, although I will say that the performance I got from these 3-wicks in the fall trio of this like whatever it was, big deal or TSV, actually performed really well for me for being 3-wicks. So this one does smell pretty strong on cold. So I'm hoping that this will be a good performer for me. This is kind of in the vein a little bit, like it's not the same scent, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of Kringle Candle had a candle that was released last year. Goodness, you guys, let's get some words out. Last year in their spring lineup called Yuzu and Sage. And I feel like this is kind of in that vein. Again, very different fragrance. I get the peach. The citrus is in here, and as well as some of the mint. It kind of reminds me, the lemon, Bath and Body Works had a candle way back in the day called like lemon mint leaf or something like that. And that's kind of what I smell here, mixed with a little bit of peach. It's really nice. You would think maybe by that description that I'm giving you that you're like, what the heck, that sounds weird. But it actually smells very fresh. This is a candle I could see myself burning within maybe next month. I might pull this one into my burn rotation. Very nice, like spring, summer type of fragrance. So I decided to hold on to that one. Let's see. Over here, the next one. This is Peach Upside Down Cake. This one did make my list for my top 25 candles in 2025, as did the Vanilla Almond Creme, by the way. So nice wax we've got going on here. Fragrance notes on Peach Upside Down Cake are ripe peach, brown sugar crumble, sweet orange, and baked crust. This has a pour date of October 24th, 2024. And so hopefully this one will be nice and strong by the time I decide to burn it. This is a fragrance, truthfully, that for me, I reach for fragrances like this usually in late July. I'm kind of over all of the coconut and sunscreeny summery types of fragrances. I'm wanting something that's kind of gourmand, but I'm not yet ready for that. All of the fall, like apple and pumpkin and all that kind of stuff. But this is a good like transitional scent for me, usually in late summer. This is really nice, you guys. This is a nice peach. You get some of that brown sugar note going on in there. It's just, is it anything that's like overly like earth shattering? No, but it's done very well. sweet orange, nothing really screams citrus, but there is a little bit of added sweetness. I don't get a ton of baked crust in here, but again, like it's almost like a crumble type of smell. Yeah, I really like this one. I think for a long time I didn't get this because we all know that Cody doesn't really like peach fragrances, but he actually liked this one last year when I burned it, which is why I decided to go ahead and get a backup of it. Now, another fragrance here that I have actually repurchased this, I think, every year. This is an OG with the brand. This is Limoncello Cupcake. Um, there we go. Some nice light yellow wax. Oh, yeah. And even just smelling it again, I'm like, yep, I love this one. Underrated, because it's been there for so long. Limoncello, Sicilian lemons, candied lemons, sparkling sugar, creamy vanilla, French butter, has a pour date of December 6th, 2024. Now, this one, you guys, this is really this is very authentic to a limoncello cupcake. This is a little bit different in that the the cupcake note is done really, really well. I get the buttercream frosting in this, but I also get like a lemon cake essence going on. No, it is no secret, you guys. Harry Slatkins knows when he decides to do a gourmand, he does it very, very well. And I've said this over the years with Homeworx. We know they've had some wick issues. They've had some issues, right? Over I would say like the last 5 years, they've been a little bit up and down. But I keep saying this, the reason why I cannot quit this brand is because Harry Slatkin comes up with some incredible blends. And this is one of them. Again, it's been around for a long time. Nothing like we're reinventing the wheel, but it's just such a beautiful, sweet lemon cupcake. It doesn't get cloying. There's a little bit of airiness to it. I love this fragrance not only in the candle format. I can blend it with um, a lot of other fragrances going into this time of year. Sometimes I'll burn this with a floral. Believe it or not, like a lilac fragrance or a rose. It goes really nicely with those, but it also goes really nicely with like blueberry scents or whatnot. And so this is one that I just always like to have in my collection. It's not super dense, light and airy. I also have this in the hand soap format, which you guys, if you've never tried the Slatkin & Co. hand soaps, don't sleep on those because I really, really like that formula. I've actually kind of switched over to using the majority of those over the Bath & Body Works. All right, another fragrance that I bought a backup of last year that was initially sent to me in PR. This is Strawberry Shortcake. I believe that this was part of like their Party in the USA collection that was launched in May of 2025. Oh, this one's good. Once again, this is a fragrance that would go well with that limoncello cupcake. Fragrance notes are fresh cut strawberries, baked vanilla shortcake, fluffy whipped cream, powdered sugar. This one has a pour date, I believe, of January 11th, 2025. And man, you guys, this one's really good. Kind of reminds me a lot of Bath and Body Works strawberry pound cake, which I've never purchased. I don't know why. For whatever reason, it was never on my radar. And then last year, I went into the store and smelled it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that does smell really good." And it does smell like this. This paired with Kringle Candles Cherry Pie was a hit last year. I really love that. Again, you can also pair this with a blueberry scent. Um, Really, really well done. Again, is it like reinventing the wheel? No, but is it well done for what it is? Absolutely. Oh my goodness, you guys, my arms are going to get tired from holding up these candles. I might have to reevaluate how I'm doing this. All right, here's another favorite of mine that I always like to burn going into this time of year. This is the fragrance Spun Vanilla Sugar. Once again, I get it every year around this time. Ooh, that one is so, so good. Fragrance notes on Spun Vanilla Sugar are spun sugar, whipped cream, sugared lemon, and vanilla. This has a pour date of May 25th, 2024. And I actually have two of these in my collection. This fragrance to me, you guys, this is perfect, I feel like, for late January, early February, where we're craving some gourmands, but we're kind of tired of all of the gourmands, like the heavily spiced gourmands or super, super sweet gourmands that we had over the holiday season. This, I think what sets it apart is this is a primarily vanilla. It almost smells like a vanilla cotton candy with a drop of lemon in it. That's the best way that I can describe it. Um, yeah, this one is just fantastic. I have loved this for years. Um, yeah, really like it this time of year. So I would highly recommend it if you've never tried it. I've actually burned through this in a luxe size candle. It took me two seasons to get through it, but would highly recommend Spun Vanilla Sugar. And there is a reason why I have two of them in my stash. Another candle that I have two of in my stash, and goodness, I might need to get even more, is Key Lime Cake. Now, I initially purchased this, I believe this was available on QVC in the summer of 2024. And then it came to the Slatkin & Co website last summer for 2025. And you better believe I scooped them up. I think I went through two of them this last summer. I went through the duo the summer before. Yeah, key lime cake, you guys. Fragrance notes on key lime cake are fluffy white cake, tart key lime, orange zest, vanilla bean frosting. Pour date of December 11th, 2024 on this one. Oh my word, you guys, look at light green wax. You guys, if you, oh, how would I even describe this? If you are fans of way back, or actually think the fragrance is still around at Yankee. If you like Yankee Candles Vanilla Lime, is it called Vanilla Lime? Lime Vanilla? I think it's Vanilla Lime. It smells like that with a little bit of like a fluffy cake accord going on with it. Oh, this one is just fantastic. This is probably, I would say, like this one mixed with that, not mixed with, I mean, you could burn it with the limoncello cupcake. Um, but this fragrance is probably in my top 10 Homeworx fragrances of all time. I love, love, love this scent. Um, Definitely one that I would be very upset if Harry ever got rid of it. I know a lot of people were really excited to see it make a comeback. But yeah, I currently have two in my collection. This pairs really nicely with a lot of orange fragrances, lemon fragrances, vanilla. I mean, once again, it is pretty versatile. And while we're talking about kind of summery types of fragrances, I do have a backup of warm vanilla coconut. This was another fragrance that was released early last summer. So we've got that white wax going on here. And fragrance notes on this are vanilla musk, coconut water, neroli blossom, sun-kissed sandalwood. Pour date of October 9th, 2024. This one, you guys, is kind of like a musky coconut, but it's done really, really well. It's not, sometimes I will say, like Bath and Body Works does a lot of musky coconuts in the summer, but theirs can pull almost too musky for me, almost too perfumey. Not this one, you guys. This is a really nice natural coconut. Um, you get a little bit of that perfuminess. This reminds me quite a bit of, there was, I can't pinpoint exactly which one it was, but Harry did a collection in the summer of 2024 called Postcards from Harry, where it was like focused on some of his favorite places that he has vacationed. So like there was like a St. Bart's, there was Santorini, there's Palm Beach, like different places. And there, I can't remember if this is more like St. Bart's or Santorini, but this is just very like upscale, elevated coconut. Because again, the sandalwood note in here, the neroli blossom is kind of like a sunscreeny note, which I guess you could get some of that, but again, it's not overly artificial. This is just done very, very well. Um, yeah, this is one that I really enjoy in the summertime. I actually, you know what? As I'm filming this, it sounds funny. I know Homeworx is the Slatkin & Co website is running like their year-end clearance. They've got quite a few candles on there that are like, some of them are like 75% off. And I do have an affiliate discount code with the brand. They've always told us it takes 15% off of orders over $40, but I have heard from some other ambassadors that the code has been working to take 25% off of your order with no minimum. So I might go onto the website and see what they've got over there, because yeah, there might be some good deals to be had. Truthfully, you guys, I'm going to be honest. I don't really know what's going on with the Slatkin & Co website. I feel like over this last year, most of the Homeworx, um, I would say like a lot of their focus seems to have been on a lot of their QVC collaborations. And I feel like they just weren't promoting as much new product on their website. A lot of the products on their website tend to be like returning fragrances, which I'm okay with. Like, I'm okay with returning fragrances, but I would also like to see them focus this next year on bringing more new stuff to the website to shop directly from, because QVC, it's an issue for me. I don't want to buy two candles at a time. Yes, you can make returns, but again, for somebody who doesn't want their candle collection to get out of control, I don't like committing to burning or to purchasing 2 candles at the time, especially if I don't even really know if I like the fragrance. So I prefer to shop, more individually directly from the website. So I hope they bring more fragrances back. But that was just my little tangent there. But this is a fragrance I'd be okay with bringing back. This is the fragrance Pumpkin Cold Brew. So again, we've kind of got like a caramel colored type of wax. Fragrance notes on this are sweet pumpkin, espresso, toffee, and vanilla cream. Pour date of April 21st, 2025. I had this candle initially in 2024 and fell in love with it. There is something about this fragrance that is oddly nostalgic for me. I don't know what candle my mom had when I was a teenager that smelled like this. It had to have been a Yankee candle. Um, but yeah, this and like it's a very specific time in my life that I remember this. It reminds me of like the fall, winter of my junior year of high school. So I was about 16 years old. Um, but yeah, there's something about this that I really like. Now, I do pick up pumpkin in here. I get a little bit of that espresso note, but there's also like a sweet creaminess going on. It's just really, really well done. So yeah, I made sure to get a backup of it. Again, this is the fragrance that I likely will not burn until probably next October, October or November. Now let me go ahead and move my legs around here. I think I'm going to scoot this just a little bit closer. Here we go. Okay, that way I can reach. And obviously, you guys, I'm not going to be able to hold this one up the whole time. So I think that's also probably a good idea for me to scoot closer. This one right here that we are talking about, I actually have 2 of these because if we are talking about all-time favorite Homeworx fragrances, this one also makes the list. This is the Elton John collaboration, Tangerine Palazzo. Now, don't freak out. Yes, I know it burns dirty. Do I care? I mean, kind of, but do I care not enough to, or do I care enough not to have more? No. You guys, this fragrance is fantastic. Now, I will say these Luxe candles do tend to burn a little bit more sooty. They do have the 5 wicks going on. Here's what I'm going to say. Tangerine Palazzo has fragrance notes of, we have tangerine zest, Italian orange, apricot, and sandalwood. Pour date on this one is September 6th, 2024. September 6th happens to be my husband's birthday. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say about this candle. This fragrance, to me, you guys, is unique because it's tangerine. It's not orange. It's not lemon. It's very unique. Similar to Nest's Sicilian tangerine, I would say if you're looking for a comparison, I feel like they're similar. But this one, you guys, is just incredible. I love this in the spring and the summer. Very fresh, strong candle. This one, you guys, is about a 9.5 in my open concept. Like I said, it burns a little bit sooty and dirty, but I will make the exception because I just love this scent so much. And then when they were, because I have an affiliation with the brand, back in, I want to say it was probably August, September. I'm trying to remember. They reached out to some of their affiliates and said, hey, we're collaborating with Elton John again for QVC. We want to send you guys a Luxe candle. And they gave us the option. And there were 2 other fragrances. I think one was like English oak. And then there was another one that kind of smells like Baccarat Rouge to me. But this was one of the options. And you guys, I went ahead and chose this one, even though I've already reviewed it. Or I don't think I've reviewed this one actually officially. But even though I've already burned through some of it, I was like, absolutely, I will not turn down the opportunity to get another one of these. Highly, highly recommend it. I'm not sure if it's still in stock over at QVC. If it is, grab it. I've said this numerous times. I hope that they will eventually put some of these fragrances that they have in the Elton John collaboration in more of like their 4-wick packaging, because I feel like that's a more accessible price point for a lot of people. We're going to be moving my thing around here. I feel like that would be a more accessible price point for a lot of people because these Luxe candles, they're a lot of money and they're a big thing to commit to. And also, like I said, they do have a tendency to burn a little bit hotter, which means that they do tend to get a little bit sooty. But this other candle that I have here is also one of my favorite fragrances from Homeworx. This is Harvest Leaves. So again, You can see the wax here is a little bit better. It's not as sooty, but still it's got a little bit of soot going. I will say with these Luxe candles, you guys, that you do want to make sure that you have a lot of time allocated to burn them, particularly on your first couple of burns, because they do take quite a while to pull out initially. You can see that the vessel is kind of, if I push this back, you can see that it's kind of like tapered going down. So I feel like it pulls out faster the more, like the further down you get in the vessel, but you just may want to be aware of that. Harvest Leaves has fragrance notes here of spiced pumpkin, mandarin, cranberry, fir balsam, and applewood. This one has a pour date of May 9th of 2024. This one was nice and strong for me, you guys. This is a fragrance that I love to burn in the fall. Usually start burning this in September, and it can take me through November. I do get cranberry. I get pumpkin. Yeah, it's once again, it's one of those fragrances I feel like it's been around for a long time. So a lot of people have kind of talked this one up, but I would be very disappointed if Harry Slatkin ever got rid of that, because once again, it is a fantastic fragrance. And then the last candle that I wanted to show you guys is black tie. Now, I do say this every time I talk about this candle. This one is not for everyone. This is very much I would say a more niche fragrance for Homeworx. Oh my gosh, do I love this. You guys, I'm sorry. This whole video, I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh. You know why? Because truthfully, a lot of these Homeworx candles that I have in my collection, these are all ones that I've had before, and I have been intentional about like repurchasing them. Like with Homeworx, a lot of these candles are actual loves of mine. And this is one of them, you guys. So I initially had this candle. I want to say I had it in a 3-wick. When did I have this in a 3-wick? Was it the beginning of 2024? I think it was around that time. If you're familiar with other candle brands, if you've ever tried Lofco's white maple bourbon, this one smells very, very similar. So the fragrance notes on black tie are, oh my gosh, you guys, this is so heavy. Fragrance notes are patchouli, aged bourbon, Palo Santo, smoked vanilla bean. Was pour date on this? April 26, 2024. Oh boy, this one, first and foremost, it smells really strong on cold. This one, to me, you guys, I've always called this the James Bond candle. This is what I picture James Bond smells like. You get bourbon, you get patchouli, you get little bit of that resinous Palo Santo kind of smokiness. Again, if you do not like deep, boozy, cologne types of fragrances, which truthfully, you guys, cologne scents are not usually my jam. Like that, I don't usually gravitate towards those, but it is the Palo Santo and the bourbon in this one that just, there's a level of sophistication to this. I think that it being named black tie is a very appropriate name. Oh man, do I just love this one. But again, if you don't like boozy fragrances, if you don't like um kind of cologne types, if you don't, this is a very, very deep, robust, boozy, resinous cologne type of fragrance, then you will not like this. But for me, this just screams like James Bond, like a really sophisticated, fine looking man. If they made a cologne like this and I could just douse my husband in it, I mean, we've taken measures to not have any more children, but I might end up with another child. Like that's really like, this just smells so, so good to me. So yeah, really, really love that fragrance. So if we were trying to keep count, because again, I do have a couple of duplicates. I have duplicates of Spun Vanilla Sugar, duplicates, or let me back it up here. I have doubles. I have 2 Tangerine Palazzo, 2 Vanilla Almond Creme, 2 Spun Vanilla Sugar, and 2 Key Lime Cake. My total Homeworx candles that I have in my collection are 17. So there are 17 Homeworx candles in my collection. So not so bad, you guys. I feel like this was a good one to go ahead and kick off this series with. So yeah, I will, like I said, get to filming the rest of this series for all of you guys. I think next up I will have that Caramel Sundays, Yankee, and Sniff collection video to share with you guys, and I will somehow organize how I'm going to do Kringle. But let me know in the comment section down below if any of these candles that I showcased for you guys are your favorites. I would be curious to know. Again, this is not typically how I film a lot of my videos, but it will be for this week just because of the circumstances that I laid out earlier this month. So anyways, you guys, I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. Please don't forget to hit thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new. And you guys know the drill. Until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.